What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning into our video. Please remember, as always, to please share, like, and subscribe to the video and subscribe to our channel, as we will really appreciate it. Thank you again so much for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
One person, that got experience knocking somebody out, obviously, to another person that got experience knocking the shit out of somebody, and that is Ryan Garcia to Devin Haney. Now, the fight, I saw the fight. Ryan Garcia dominated that bitch start to finish.
Like, he
dominated that fight, fam. There may have been a couple rounds that Haney got, but Ryan Garcia got that fight. It's come out now that he was on PEDs. Now, the question that's kind of out there, I would love to hear the explanation behind it.
How they fight?
They said Haney's camp said they popped him before the fight, and they popped him again after the fight.
So that's 2 times.
That's twice. When has a fighter been able to fight when he's been caught before the fight on steroids?
Several times.
Who?
Some no-name people. I know it's happened because I've read about it.
It depends in the sanctioning,
especially
body.
For a title,
right? Wherever the fight happens, and plus, let's be real, it's about making money. It's about making money at the end of the day. If they would have canceled that fight and everybody had flown out there and
millions,
all the bets have been made, he already missed weight, so it was just like basically it's a free fight. You know what I mean?
The beauty of the game plan was I'm gonna act like I'm retarded, and then I'm gonna go out there the night of the fight heavy. I'm gonna rehydrate the shit out of my body. I'm gonna dominate this dude, and apparently I'm on some PEDs.
Well,
and I gotta pay this guy 1.5, 2 millies.
Yeah, but the
odds on me are super low to win, so I'm gonna bet on myself. I'm gonna get that W, and I'm gonna make 12 to 15,000 betting on myself, and pay out 1.5 million,
12 to 15 million.
Yeah,
bro. It sounds like you don't believe that he was on the roids, bro.
It don't matter what I believe. They tested him and he popped.
But that's my question. Do you believe that he was on the roids? I'm not asking you.
They tested him. They tested him and he popped. He pissed hot. Yes.
So he won the fight because he was on fucking. Right now, I can say he won the fight based on he was on roids.
He had an advantage to win the fight.
Yeah,
I can't say that he won them strictly off the roids, but he had an advantage.
He did
give you an advantage. I'm not saying anything, but I'm saying something from experience. They do change things in your body and
what kind of
make things work better. Don't worry about that. But they make certain things work better, and they do give you an advantage. I'll say that. With him losing this fight, or not losing the fight, but pissing hot, there's a reason why he was heavy.
Bro.
That right there tells you why he was heavy, because, you're going to hold water when you do it. And, he didn't look too depleted, but you could tell he was heavier than what he had been in the past, just by looking at him.
Like when he fought, who was it? Tank? Yeah. So there's a big difference there because Tank wouldn't let him rehydrate. Like he was like, no, you cannot come in even the night of the fight, like overly hydrated where you're up to, whatever it is he was up to.
Right. But
so that was the first thing, but I don't think he needed it to dominate Haney the way he did, because Haney just looked like he was slower than Garcia was. And we had this talk in the chat, and she's like, he ain't never been that fast. That's one thing Ryan Garcia had, speed.
Bro, look, I'm not contesting the fact that he has speed. What I'm saying is that he ain't never been that fast. He ain't never been that fast, and he ain't never been that big. You don't get faster when you
That
get
big?
older.
No, I don't think I've
Bro,
seen Ryan that big.
You don't get
no.
faster when you get older. He's gotten older since the fucking Tank fight, and he was faster when he fought Haney than he was versus Tank.
But
Bro,
not by much though. The Tank fight wasn't. The Tank fight.
What he was throwing at him, bro.
But the Tank fight wasn't like 5 years ago. It was like just last year, wasn't it?
But
and
again,
you got to remember he
speed.
was all like emaciated, dog. Like when he fought Tank, like he killed himself trying to lose weight, and then to not be able to rehydrate and get his body weight up. That's why he didn't look as good. Now, I'm not saying that he would have beat Tank. Tank's a special fighter. I'm not saying anything. I'm not going to take nothing away from Tank. Tank dominated his ass. But at the same time, looking at this fight with Haney and Garcia, I'm not convinced that he wouldn't have beat Haney, but I don't think maybe he would have had as much power from because he knocked him down, I think 3 or 4 times in that fight. So I think that's where he got the advantage. Speed, Garcia's got it. Size,
speed, bro, he got it with the speed. I'm not contesting that. That's not the point that I'm making at all. The point that I'm making is that you don't gain speed when you get older. You lose speed when you get older. Yes, he had weight on him, bro. But can you really say that, you would handily win that fight if you weren't on those roids?
Handily.
And then to come out and say that
I said he handily whooped his ass this go around, but
and then you came out and said that everybody that knows you knows that you don't take fucking roids, and you had your fucking Justin Bieber and Hillary Duff in the background agreeing with you. Who the fuck were they?
That's his brother, I think.
Yeah. So, come on, bro.
I don't even know where to get steroids. That was my favorite line. I don't even know where to get steroids.
You ain't gotta know because your brother know where to get them from you. So your name not on that shit. Like, bro, at the end of the day, like, and I'm not trying to take anything away from Ryan Garcia because he is a tremendous fighter, but when it comes to the boxing game, when it comes to martial arts in general, you having anything to do with PEDs that put anybody's life in jeopardy after that. So I lost a little bit of respect for you just based on that, bro.
And that's fair. That's super fair. But I also I kind of agree with Joe on this one. The fact of the matter is, even if he did test positive, what I guess makes me think about this more and more is that, again, you guys said that he got tested before and he got tested after. And of course, after he tested hot. But, PEDs will enhance your athletic ability some. I think it provided more power for Ryan. But to say that it contributed to the win against Devin Haney, maybe a small amount of it did. But for the most part, you have to have skill in order to box. You can't just go in there and be like, oh, I'm going to take a PED and, oh, I can go and box Mike Tyson tonight because I took a PED. That shit don't happen. You have to have skill.
That's what Jake Paul finna do.
Bro.
He going to be roided to the gills.
You better go sit your
ass. He going to walk out with a needle still in his ass. If he knows what's good for him. He gonna be taking shots in the ass between rounds.
Anyway,
whatever he got to do.
Anyway, but to take again to what T said, to take this away from Ryan, I'm not taking nothing away from Ryan. I am also, as a boxing fan, equally disappointed in the fact that came out after the fact that he did test positive for it.
12 days later.
12 days later.
But that's when it always happened, bro. Like, it never happens.
But my thing is that.
But that's what I'm saying. He tested in a match before and they popped him. Why didn't they stop it at that point and just say, hey, we gotta postpone. That's
my biggest thing, because when you look at this was a title fight. It was a big fight. So why the hell wouldn't you stop it? Any other fighter that's gonna go up against somebody else to put their titles on the line ain't just going to be like, oh, yeah, you know, he tested positive. Yeah, we'll let it slide because of the money.
Right.
Nah, they'll be like, we're stopping the shit right now. The fight's been canceled. This is what's going to happen. And we can sit here and speculate all we want about whether it was about money, whether it was about whatever it was. But at the end of the day, when those true boxers show, when something like that happens, it stops. They immediately
here's how you know it wasn't a money thing, because these guys were not going to make the same kind of money that the Canelo Triple G fight was going to make, and they stopped the Canelo Triple G fight when he got caught with clenbuterol in his drug test. At that point, they told the Canelo and Triple G fight, it's off. Like, it's not going to happen. That shit would have made 5 times the money these fights made. So you can't tell me, oh, well, there was so much money to lose now. Now, if you knew beforehand that he was hot, he pissed hot.
Who knew, though?
Haney's camp knew. They're the ones that came out and said he pissed hot before and he pissed hot after.
So then why not stop the fight then?
Why not stop the fight? Why are you bringing it up now? You already knew. You saving face.
No.
Nah,
look, man.
bro.
Look, like I love how y'all love the sport of boxing and y'all think it's pure and all that shit. And
it's definitely not.
It's not pure.
It's as corrupt as anything else.
Yeah.
Number one.
Yeah.
And if Ryan put down the money he put down on himself, they weren't gonna stop that fucking fight. I'm sorry.
Why not?
Whoever's running the betting shit is not gonna stop that fight.
Why not? Especially knowing they would stop it because they stand to lose that money on anybody that bets on Ryan because he's got the advantage and he was the underdog.
No,
I don't think he was the favorite in that fight.
He wasn't the favorite.
So why would you not go that route? That's what I'm saying. Like to me, I don't think.
Bro,
again,
it got everything to do with money.
The money's not as great as like Canelo Triple G, and they postponed that. Like,
bro,
I think it was more, in my opinion, it was more of a
what
another marketing tactic, another marketing ploy to just give them more exposure. Nobody's really, and let's be honest here, nobody's really looking at who is Devin Haney going to fight next, who is Ryan Garcia going to fight next. Nobody's, to be honest, in the boxing world, nobody's actually looking at that. We're looking at fighters like David Benavidez, like Canelo, like Tank. Those are hot names, like Crawford. Those are hot names that, people are going to want to go to those fights and watch those fights. Your Devin Haney's, your Ryan Garcia's, your Spence, all them. You're not really looking at, I'm going to go pay, whatever amount of money to go either sit sit ringside to go watch this fight or to buy the pay-per-view. Nobody's running to that. So because it's so dull in the boxing world, and we touched on this last time when we talked about Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, you put a name like Mike Tyson on a card. Yeah, of course it's going to draw attention. Why? Because it's Mike fucking Tyson.
People actually want to see that, though.
Yeah, they want to see those fights.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Like, other than Crawford, Spence, Canelo, and then you get here to these guys, Ryan Garcia, Tank,
Haney,
and Haney. Bro, other than those names, who are you really looking forward to watching?
Exactly.
What other big names? And to set them apart, Canelo is in a league of his own when it comes to those other guys, and Tank is in a league of his own when it comes to those other guys. So everybody else is grouped together. So that's kind of like you got the top tier 2, and then everything else. Other than that, who are you really like? What other names are selling? Deontay Wilder, Anthony
Tyson
Joshua, Fury. Like, come on, bro.
Usyk,
boxing. At the end of the day, boxing ain't what it used to be.
No, it's not.
The heavyweights ain't the same type of heavyweights. The fighters ain't the same type of fighters. The fights that you want to have happen, they don't fucking happen. And when they do happen, is normally late in people's careers. It just so happened that this particular fight came in at I think Ryan Garcia had one loss on his record, right? To
The
Tank.
Tank.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Devin Haney was undefeated up until that point. So you had an undefeated guy who's been popular amongst young people. I would say young people like Devin Haney. Most folks like Devin Haney.
Yeah.
Then you got Ryan Garcia. He's been like, we know what he is. So for a fight like that to happen, bro, they wasn't finna fuck that up for the money at all. They wasn't about to fuck up that fight at all.
Again, it's all speculation until we can prove something. But for now,
everything is speculation, other than him taking PEDs.
It's speculation until that B sample comes back. But
honestly, we don't even know like if it was a picogram, if it was a bigger amount. We don't know anything, honestly. And who's to say that Haney's camp is telling the truth? That they knew before, that they knew he pissed hot before. How do we know that they?
Why
they
would you
really
admit
knew
to that?
Exactly. If you
Why would you
got
admit
your
to
ass
that?
whooped, and why would you admit to it other than
it could
to
be
save
like,
face?
oh yeah,
you're trying to save face. You're embarrassed.
I told you he was on something. I told you he looked
If
different.
it was that big of a deal, you would have been like, no, we can't fight because he's already pissed hot.
Mm-hmm.
Then it wasn't that
I
big
guess
of a
we'll
deal.
never know. Yeah, we'll never know.
I mean, that undefeated record, I guess he figured it didn't matter, or the undefeated record wasn't that important to him, which in combat sports, I really don't feel like an undefeated record means anything. That's just my opinion. Like, if you fought the best of the best and you're undefeated, more power to you. If you fought the best of the best and you got some and you lost some, I admire a champion like that. As long as you fighting the best of the best, I got no problem with what your record is. Now, if you fighting the best of the best and you can't beat not a damn good fighter, then we got problems. But
I mean, bro, when you really think about it, like let's go back in time, bro. Would you want to see a Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia too, like we saw a Sugar Ray and Tommy Hearns, or Sugar Ray and Duran? Like, it's not that
or
kind
a Hagler
fight,
Hearns, or
like
it's not the same kind of.
Yeah, like, and then I mean, everybody just took a page out of Floyd Mayweather book, bro. Pick the easiest fights to try to stay undefeated, get the money, and come out unharmed. Everybody's unharmed until you get harmed, and Devin Haney got his ass whooped at the end of the day.
Yep.
But I have to take part of that away because, bro, you was on PEDs. Now, if I didn't see where Devin Haney's camp knew about it beforehand, so I can't talk about that. What I saw is that reports came out that Ryan Garcia was on PEDs. So until that B sample come back, fuck that L and fuck that dub.
So basically, it didn't happen?
Nah, it happened. He definitely got his ass whooped.
Oh, he got beat pillar to motherfucking post.
Yep.
But you got your ass beat from somebody that was on PEDs. He was having roid rage.
And weighed 3 more pounds than you at the weigh-in, and who knows how many more the night of the fight.
Boy, there you go, because he looked like he was touching 190. His big ass was out there.
He said he looked like Jake Paul out there. Calm down.
Yeah.
Hey,
out there big as Logan Paul. Shit.
Hey, I'm telling you, but it just is what it is, bro. I don't know. Devin Haney already said he don't want no more of that smoke. He's like, I'm definitely not interested in doing that fight.
In a rematch,
Hell no. For what?
I mean, shit.
Why would you?
Bro, it's weird.
He traumatized.
Right after the loss, he said we need to run it back.
And then he thought about it.
Then it came out about the positive test. He's like, oh yeah, I'm concerned about my livelihood, my life.
And his scapegoat was, you know, if he's willing to go this far to cheat to win a fight, what's he willing to do next time around whenever we fight again? So no, I'm not interested in that fight.
I mean, think about Mark Hunt, when Mark Hunt and Brock fought in UFC, and Brock beat the brakes off of him. and then he popped hot. It was the same situation. Mark Hunt was like, we should run it back. And then when he popped hot, he was like, nah, I'm suing y'all.
Exactly.
How could y'all put me in the ring or in the octagon with the roided up 300-pound man
incarnate?
Yeah, whatever you call him.
That's what I heard. But anyway, man, I wouldn't want to see it again. I don't think there's any interest there. I'm looking to see what the next big fight's gonna be. But I know the one that is coming up Saturday night, May the 4th, and that is Canelo Alvarez versus Jaime Munguia.